Student Access Registration System, STARS. Project Demonstration, Admin.
Let's begin testing our program by entering the admin first. So the admin is prompted to enter their username and password. Now let's see what happens when they enter an incorrect password. So as you can see, we printed a message that says invalid user. Now the admin will enter the correct password and it will lead you to a menu-driven program. So as you can see in this menu, there are a lot of functions that the admin can do. First, let's edit the student's access period. So it prompts for the admin to enter the student's metric number. And let's see what happens when we enter an incorrect metric number. So the student has not been found and it prints this as an error message. Let's now enter a valid matriculation number to edit the student's access period. So as you can see, the system prints the current time and requests the admin to enter the desired student's access date and time in the given format: date, month, year, and hours, minutes, and seconds. So we are setting the access time to be the 25th of November. And as you can see, since this time is perfectly valid, it has been set. Now we can go back to the main menu and let's see what happens when we add a student. So we add a matriculation number first. So as you can see, since this matriculation number belongs to an existing student, we print a message accordingly. So what it says is that you could edit the student instead. But for now, let's add a new student and see what happens. So the system prompts to enter all the students' details, such as their name, their username, their password, the gender, the address, and nationality. As you can see, we've updated the student file with the details of the student, and it shows you the record of all the other students existing. Let's now go back to our main menu and see how we can update a student. Again, it prompts you to enter the matriculation number of the student you'd like to update. And it asks you to enter the student name. The username. So as you can see, this gives you full flexibility to edit the student's details at one go. And finally, we have the nationality. So next, as you can see now in the list, we have the updated, we will have the updated details. Now let's look at what happens when we add a course. So as admin, you're asked to enter the course code, which you'd like to add. And it's like quite similar to student, we're required to add all the details that are related to the course. As you can see here, we are adding the course called Cybersecurity, which is being offered by the School of Electrical and Electronic Engineering. We provide details such as the number of AUs the course is weighted for, the type of the course, and the number of indices available to the course. Apart from this, we can also add the lecture timings, both start and end. As you can see here, because we've provided an incorrect input for the end time, it prints an error message accordingly and asks you to enter the correct time again. Now you can choose the day where we have Monday through Friday as 1 to 5. As you can see, when we enter 8, it prompts you to enter the correct day once again. Now it requests for the location of our lecture, and because of COVID-19, it's online. So is there a tutorial? We can choose yes or no. And we can, similar to the lecture, we can add start and end time, as well as location for the tutorial and the day. Similarly, we can add a lab if necessary as well. So as you can see, we have updated this course into our list of courses with all the details. And we've also added the number of vacancies in the course. As you can see, for cybersecurity, we have 6 vacancies. Now let's go back to our menu. And so we've displayed all the courses as you saw. Let's now see what happens when you update a course. So we enter the course code of the course we'd like to edit. So let's add a new course here called Operating Systems. So we changed the name of the earlier course called D into Operating Systems, and we add all the details just like how we added a new course. So all these functions, both adding and updating a course, have all the error handling functions. So we have looked out for any errors that could possibly happen and mitigated that. Okay, so as you can see, we've edited our course, which was earlier known as D, into Operating Systems. And we've added all the other details to it as well. And now this course has a vacancy of 9. Now let's go back to our menu and check the available vacancies for a particular index number. So as you can see, we print the available indices so that it's easier for the person to enter the correct index. We believe this is very important in reducing errors while running the program. As you can see, when you enter an index that's not in the list, it prints an error message to the user. So let us now enter the correct index. So as you can see, for index number 10306, we've printed that there are 9 vacancies available. And now let's print the student list according to the index number. Similarly, we have an error handling function here as well. If you enter an incorrect index, it'll give you an error message. But for now, let's see what happens when we enter the correct index. As you can see, there are no students registered to this index number, and it prints a message accordingly. So now we look at the index 10022, and as you can see, we have 1 student, Singh Aishwarya, registered to this course. Let's now go back to our menu and see what happens when we print student list by course. So as you can see, we first print a list of all the courses that are available, and you can choose the course by entering the course code. So we choose OODP, and all the students who are registered to this course, irrespective of the index within the course, are printed here. As you can see, we have Singh Aishwarya and KS Abhinaya in this course. Let's now go back to our main menu, and we have completed all functions of the admin. So let's quit here. So as you can see, we print a message saying, "Thank you for using STARS."
Project demonstration, student.
Let's now see how this works from the student's point of view. So we have the student entering the username and the password. Similar to admin, we have error checks to see if the password is correct or not for the student as well. So it still prints invalid user. And once you enter the correct name, you can enter the program, which gives you several functions to explore. So it prints the current system time. And since Abhinaya's access time is within the permissible range, she's been allowed to enter STARS. We have also printed the number of AUs she is currently registered with so that she knows what next she has to do. So let's see what happens when we add a course. We print the list of the courses available to the student, and the student can add the course by entering the course code. So let's add the course Operating Systems. Once they choose the course, we print the indices available, and the student can choose from the list accordingly. So as you can see, since the student already has a course of 3 AUs registered, there is a timetable clash between the CE2005 lab and the OODP lecture. And we print a message accordingly to notify the student to tell them that they have to choose another index. So let's see what happens when a student wants to choose another index or another course now. So we choose 50 discoveries and 50 inventions. And the student has been successfully able to add the course index to their and therefore they've been added to the waitlist of the course. Let's now go back to our menu and see what happens when a student would like to drop a course. So the student is going to drop 2002, and he or she has been able to do it successfully. So now we print all the courses that the student is registered to. So as you can see, since the student was on the waitlist for 1 course, we have not added that to the registered number of AUs. And since the student was earlier registered only to 3 AUs, we now print the total number of AUs registered as 0. and the only course that is in the waiting list is been printed there as well. Let's now see the vacancies available for a course. So the indices that are available are printed, and you can enter the index number of the course that you would like to choose. So as you can see, for the index number 10021, we have 9 vacancies available, and we also print all the details pertaining to that course, to that index, such as the lecture time, the lecture venue, and the lecture day for the student's reference. Let's now see the courses that are available by entering option number 5. As you can see, we print every course with the course code, the school it's offered by, the number of AUs that you get by doing the course, the type of the course, as well as the number of vacancies in the course. Now, let's see how to change an index number of the course. So, enter your current index number. And let's see the courses that are registered to see if you have this index now. So as you can see, since you didn't have that index, we have to add the course again because you have 0 AUs registered. Let's go back and add the course. So the student has now been added to the waitlist for this index. And let's go back to the menu and now see. Yes, so the student has been added to the index number 10022, which has 8 vacancies, and the student is currently on the waitlist. So when the admin enters, that's when all students are registered into the course from the waitlist according to vacancies, which is why now they're presented only on the waitlist. So let's again see what happens when we want to change the index number of the course. So as you can see, because the student had been on the waitlist of the course, we now print that the index number that they'd originally chosen has been changed to the one that they desired. So when we go back to the course list, we can see that now the student has been registered for index number 10021 with 9 vacancies, and it has been changed from the original index, which is 10022. So let's go back to the menu. And now let's see how to swap an index number with another student. So as you can see, since there was no peers found, you couldn't swap the index. So let's now quit the system as a student because we've tested out all the functionalities. So thank you for using STARS. So now let's go back to the admin and let's register all the students to all the courses that they've applied for. As you can see, we print a message that says registering students on the waitlist. And we're made to wait because the students are now currently being sent a notification through their email. So as you can see, when we print pending registration is complete, this means that the student has received an email with all the details of the courses that they've been successfully registered to. Let's look at this email. As you can see, it's very similar to the STARS that we use. So we print the student's name, matriculation number, and we inform the student that they've been allocated the course in the particular semester of the particular academic year with the course code, the course name, as well as the course index.